It's 2013, a fun year to be a Nintendo fan. There was a ton of stuff coming out on 3DS, and the Wii U was off to a bit of a rocky start, but eventually, by the end of the year, it found its footing with games like Mario 3D World and Wind Waker HD. But there was one thing throughout that entire year that kept us strong. The Year of Luigi. It was in a February Nintendo Direct that Satoru Iwata announced that, hey, this year wasn't just any normal year, this was the year of depression. So this was the 30th anniversary of the original Mario Brothers arcade game, which in tandem meant this was the 30th anniversary of the introduction of Luigi, because Luigi was introduced in Mario Brothers, the arcade game. And this year was obviously a bit tongue-in-cheek because I think Nintendo knew how just pathetic this thing is, but they still went all out for it. It's kinda. I think Nintendo just happened to have like a lot of Mario games in the works that happened to have Luigi as a playable character, so they were just like, oh god, it's the 30th anniversary? Yeah! And then 2013 ended up being one of Nintendo's worst years financially. Happy Year of Luigi. So yeah, was there any point to this year branding? No. Nintendo just kind of wanted to have like a consistent fun thing going on that year, but they didn't really do much with it other than release some Luigi themed games and merchandise, and that's about it. If you remove the Year of Luigi branding from anything, I don't really think many people would go, yeah, damn, this is a big Luigi heavy year. So what games are coming out to really make this year feel like a year of Luigi? Well, the first big one was Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Now, that game was originally scheduled for like fall of 2012, so a couple months earlier. It was supposed to launch before or around Halloween, and it missed that and ended up launching in March. But hey, that's a fair reason to theme the entire year around Luigi. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was the return of the Luigi's Mansion series. It wasn't even a series at that point, it was just one game on the GameCube, and it took over 10 years for a sequel to release, and they finally did, and Dark Moon got really good reviews at launch. I think fan reception was, positive, but it could be a little mixed because there were some things Dark Moon had that, weren't that popular. I think the game is a fantastic puzzle platformer game. It's hard to really classify what genre Luigi's Mansion is in. Kind of like an adventure game. It was a really good Luigi's Mansion genre game. But I do think, Luigi's Mansion 1 did some things quite a lot better. I do think the mansion design in that game is far better than the multiple mansions in Dark Moon. And Dark Moon overall, it felt like it lost a little bit of like what made the original Luigi's Mansion special. But that shouldn't say it's a bad game. No, it's a good game. It's quite good. But compared to the original Luigi's Mansion, Dark Moon has some pros and cons in comparison to the first game. And I think most people probably would say like, yeah, the first game had a bit more charm, was a bit more focused. But Dark Moon laid the groundwork for Luigi's Mansion 3, which I felt was even better than Dark Moon, and I think kind of stands toe-to-toe with the original in many ways. But that wasn't it. We got Mario and Luigi Dream Team. And that game focused on Luigi, much like the other Mario and Luigi games. To be fair, this one highlighted Luigi a bit more because, a big gimmick of this was you were going into Luigi's dreams. So, to be fair, they could have released any damn Mario and Luigi game during this period and it would have been like, oh, the Year of Luigi, that makes sense. But Dream Team does have a bigger focus on Luigi himself, so I get it. But, currently, releasing a Luigi's Mansion game and Mario and Luigi game, pretty close to each other, that doesn't feel like a Year of Luigi celebration. It doesn't feel like it qualifies for a big year. Well, over on the Wii U, we got New Super Luigi U. I hate that title. DLC for New Super Mario Bros. U. In fact, I prefer this to New Super Mario Bros. U. The entire point of this game is that they take New Super Mario Bros. U and just remove all the levels from it and create brand new levels to replace them. Other than that, it's the exact same damn game, same overworld map, same graphics, same presentation, same everything outside of the level designs and the fact that Mario is playable. Mario is not playable in this game, hence why they crossed off Brothers, and they replaced him with, that fucking thing. Nabbit was in New Super Mario Bros. U, but he was kind of like this weird little character that would appear every now and then, and you have to chase him down to get like a power up or something. Really fun character design, but I think he's even cooler just because like we were literally starving for new Mario characters at this point. So just like to see a fucking rabbit, I'm just like, oh my god. But New Super Luigi U was also sold separately. You know, it first launched its DLC, I think in June of 2013. I believe it was like 20 bucks or something, but later down the line in like August of 2013, they launched this version that was $30, and it just included New Super Luigi U as a standalone game. And this was one of my first experiences with the standalone DLC expansion. I kind of see a lot of companies do that these days, like Ubisoft, you know, like Far Cry Primal or Far Cry New Dawn. You know, those are fundamentally kind of like standalone expansions to Far Cry 4 and 5, where they're based on those games, but they're their own games, and that's what New Super Luigi U is. But Luigi U is a lot more like, yeah, this is just based on Mario U. There's no way you can't know that. But I really enjoyed Luigi U. I actually remember 100%ing it, and not New Super Mario Bros. U. I never 100%ed Mario U, but I did with this game, mainly just because I just liked how it felt different. Mario U, I felt like the levels were way too long, and it got boring, it got tedious. You know, it's still a fine game, but you know, it's one that I don't want to go back to. I just don't have any desire to go back to. Luigi U, I felt was more interesting just based on it being different. They gave Luigi different physics, you know, kind of the physics that many people know him for, you know, a little more slippery, a higher jump with the wiggly legs. The levels had a time limit of only 100 seconds, and they were shorter for that, but, you know, it made it so then it's just like, oh god, I gotta run through this. And just the fact that they were shorter levels and they didn't have a little checkpoint in the middle, you know, it just felt like the design philosophy of them was different compared to New Super Mario Bros. U, which felt like the exact same damn thing as all the other New Super Mario Bros. Games. So I really appreciated how this felt different, and it was a breath of fresh air. I did enjoy my time with Luigi U. And Nabbit as a playable character, he could not get hit. He was invincible outside of getting crushed and falling down pits. Every single power-up he'd collect wouldn't do anything for him. He'd just collect them, and then they would give you one-ups at the end. I believe they did that just to save costs. You know, they had that Nabbit model from New Super Mario Bros. U, and I'm sure they were like, well, we can just use that as a replacement for Mario. The game's pretty hard, so you know, let's just do that. So then it's like, hey, you have an easy character if you want. It's cool that he's playable, but kind of lame that they didn't really do much with him. I felt like it was a cost-cutting tool, like they were just trying to save time and money by just including Nabbit, but not, you know, animating him getting any power-ups, you know, like not animating a version of him when he's tiny without the mushroom, or a version of him with a fire flower or acorn suit or all that stuff. So they were just like, just make him invincible. It's a pretty smart workaround to kind of make it seem like a feature, but also, you know, like save time and money. But, you know, it's like, okay, whatever. But I bought this on Amazon for like 20 bucks. It was on sale one time, and I love this copy because, you know, it's green. It's fully green. The Wii U header's green. The case is green. It's awesome. And it has the Year of Luigi emblem on it, which makes it fun. It makes it feel like, oh, damn, I was there. But that wasn't it for the Year of Luigi. They also had the Luigi Brothers minigame in Mario 3D World. Great. Mario 3D World had a lot of different things. So in Luigi U, every single level has like a hidden Luigi in it, where, you know, you could find like a Luigi hidden in the background or level design or something, whether it's like an 8-bit Luigi or just a drawing of Luigi or whatever. They serve no purpose other than just little Easter eggs. And they did the same thing in Mario 3D World, where so many levels in that game, if not maybe all of them, have like a little hidden Luigi sprite somewhere. I don't know. But if you beat the game, or if Mario 3D World detects that you have New Super Luigi U save data on your Wii U console, you unlock the Luigi Brothers minigame, which is just Mario Brothers, you know, the arcade game. But this is like the NES port of Mario Brothers, but now with 2 Luigis. Damn, what a way to celebrate the year. Luigi Brothers. You crossed off Brothers here! Yeah, so it's just a little mini game in Mario 3D World. It's not a mini game, it's a full NES game. So, you know, it's kind of cool, but, you know, what do you want me to say about it? After that, we got Dr. Luigi, which was Dr. Mario, but with Luigi instead. He even stands on a little podium that says the Year of Luigi there, which is Great way to date your game. Literally, like, Dr. Luigi came out on, like, New Year's or like, New Year's Eve on Wii U. So it's just, like, it was literally, like, the Year of Luigi was in 2013, guys. Why are you dating your game like this? Just, you don't even need that there. I think it even starts with, like a Year of Luigi logo. Like, it's just like, why? But Dr. Luigi is literally just, it's Dr. Mario. It's basically the exact same thing as Dr. Mario Online RX on WiiWare, but with Luigi instead. I don't even think Mario appears in the game at all, but it doesn't really matter because it's the exact same thing, except they have a new gameplay gimmick. L-shaped pills. Yeah, they do nothing. It's literally just 2 pills that you get at once, and it makes the game just bitch easy. So again, I feel like that was like a rush job. They were just like, all right, we gotta come up with something for Luigi. So let's just do L-shaped pills. It adds nothing. It adds absolutely nothing to the game. If anything, it just makes the game easier. That's it. It's a fine game. I mean, it's Dr. Mario, so it's just like, yeah, I mean, great that the Wii U got its own Dr. Mario. It's cool that they did something different with it, as in just get Luigi involved. But other than that, like, there's not much to it at all. There's nothing to it. It's just Dr. Mario again. And then finally, in NES Remix 2, they had a bonus game included, similar to Mario 3D World. They have Super Luigi Brothers, which is Super Mario Brothers, but with Luigi. And because of that, you're going backwards. So they actually flip the entire game, basically in a mirror mode type thing. And it does make things a little more difficult. You know, you'd be surprised how much of Super Mario Brothers 1 is muscle memory at this point. So just flipping the game makes it quite a bit harder and it is kind of a bit of a challenge. You also get the physics of Luigi from Super Mario Brothers The Lost Levels from Japan, so that's pretty cool. Much better side mode, much better little extra game included than Luigi Brothers in Super Mario 3D World. But yeah, those were the Year of Luigi games. If I recall, I remember when they announced the Year of Luigi in like February of 2013, they announced it alongside Mario Golf World Tour. They were trying to kind of position that as a Year of Luigi game. They were like, and Luigi's here too. It's Mario Golf. Like, there's nothing Luigi themed in this game. You're just basically going like, well, Luigi's in this, so like, yeah, it's a Year of Luigi. But that game got delayed into May of 2014, so I think if it released in 2013, they would have made that a Year of Luigi game, but they were just like, no. Just not Super Luigi themed, so it doesn't count. But that actually brings up how the Year of Luigi actually went into 2014. I don't know why. Miyamoto actually had like an interview where he said, guys, we have a specific end date for the Year of Luigi. It might have been an interview, it might have been like Miiverse on Wii U post or something, but he said like the Year of Luigi ends on this specific day in March of 2014. And that made people think it's just like, all right, just because they're putting a date on it means there must be like something, like one last thing, one last hurrah for the Year of Luigi. I don't think there was. There might have been like a merchandise thing released on that day. I don't think so. I think they were just like, hey, we gotta put an end date on this. So like, here, boom, March. And I'm like, no game released that day, nothing happened, and it didn't make any sense because like the Super Luigi Brothers in NES Remix 2 was classified as like a Year of Luigi thing, and guess what? It released in April of 2014, and Mario Golf released in May, so I don't get it. It mainly came down to the merchandise at that point. Here in North America, we got this 3DS XL themed around Mario and Luigi Dream Team, and that had the Year of Luigi emblem on it, and that was, you know, cool enough. But there was a far more Luigi-themed 3DS XL released outside of North America with a bunch of silhouettes of Luigi just kind of like floating around. That was way cooler than the Mario and Luigi silver one. That just looks like a silver 3DS with a little like Mario and Luigi in the corner. That's it. They had some major Club Nintendo releases. The big one was like this Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon like just figurine. That was pretty cool, but it was so expensive, and like I did not have the coins for it at the time. I just said, just screw it. They had a bunch more Club Nintendo rewards in Japan, like a soundtrack CD, which is pretty cool. They have like a pin, and they have like a little collectible coin. They decked out an entire like subway train with Luigi junk. Why did they take this so seriously? Also with Club Nintendo, they changed the Mario hat logo it had to a Luigi hat, and I believe they also offered like a Luigi hat pouch for your 3DS. other than that, there wasn't a ton of Year of Luigi festivities other than Nintendo just referenced Luigi a lot this year. It was kind of fun looking back at it all, you know, like I kind of like having just an ongoing joke like this where it's just like, oh, don't be sad, it's the Year of Luigi. And Nintendo's joked about it ever since. You know, they even snuck some little references in games going forward. I believe in like Smash Brothers for Wii U, the Luigi trophy description references Year of Luigi. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam has a reference to it where they're just like, oh yeah, he even had his own year. And I hope they do something like this again, you know. I kind of like when Nintendo does stupid, quirky little things like this that don't matter at all, but they kind of take it gravely seriously for some reason. Like they were truly like, guys, like, it's the Year of Luigi, guys. Like, you could tell, like, the marketing team was joking, but I don't know if the guy that came up with the idea at Nintendo was joking. I think he genuinely was just like, God damn it, we gotta celebrate the year. I would love if they did more year celebrations of just random characters throughout Nintendo history. Like, 2021 was the 10-year anniversary of Nintendogs Plus Cats. The year of Dog Plus Cat.